Hello everyone, my name is Dyonna and thank you for joining me today for this session for the summer retreat. Today we're going to be working on easy scroll place cards. Now these are so effortless and so simple, and they are perfect for backyard weddings, dinner parties, anything where you want to leave a personalized message or label for guests or seating. I personally love these because they are so simple and beautiful for any type of event. To start, you will need a few supplies. I have some paper that I've already prepared and cut into strips. You can just have paper already prepared. You can take the time now to cut a few quick strips if you haven't prepared them already. I will also be using dip pen calligraphy today for writing on my cards. You don't have to use that. You can use anything that you have on hand, pen, brush lettering, marker, anything that you'd like to use, watercolor ink. There's so many different options. And don't feel bound to follow this perfectly to the T with the tools or the writing tools that I'm using. If you're not used to calligraphy, you can always use, again, a marker, a pen, or a watercolor brush. If you have watercolor ink, just use whatever you have on hand. The goal of this is just easy and simple, and it's relaxing. Okay, so let's get started. Alright guys, first things first, we got some supplies. I just have a regular eraser just in case I use pencil and I mess up or something like that. I am going to be using a calligraphy pen. Mine is a little burnt because I just took it out of the package and I said, oh, I want to prep it for this, but I put the match on it for too long, but it's fine. Everything is fine. You don't have to use a calligraphy pen or dip pen. You can use a paintbrush if you like to do like watercolor lettering. You can use brush lettering pens like this one. This one is a Pentel. As you can see, brush lettering sign pen. These are really, really great. I didn't understand the hype with them when I first started calligraphy and things like that, but these are definitely worth it. Ignore my cuticles, they look awful. And then the next item is paper. So I have 3 different kinds. I use craft paper on a regular basis. It's easy, it's sustainable. You can do anything with it. Forgive this one, it's a little beat up because this is actually my kids' roll. But any color that you would like, brown, black, white. It doesn't even have to be craft paper. I mean, you could use handmade paper or, whatever you can mold to that. I'll show you, this is handmade paper for scroll place cards, and they were super easy to do. Great paper for handling ink. This is just walnut ink that I have on here, and it's great presentation for, those backyard parties that we're all getting ready to start having. Because the world is finally opening back up. These on this side so you guys can see this. So you got your paper, my pen, or if you're someone else, if you want to use something else, you can use a brush lettering pen. You can even use a Tombow pen. I have those as well, and I have an eraser just in case I mess up. I also have some ink. This is old, so forgive me. It's like 2 years old, this container, but it's Daniel Smith's walnut ink, and it is pretty easy. Like I've run out of it already, but and replenished it twice, I believe. But it's pretty easy to mix, and you could just like get the walnut crystals, and yeah, I forgot where I was going with that, but Please forgive me because, oh, sorry. Anyways, please forgive me because I have not spoken to an actual person outside of like customer service, day job, or like my parents. So this is gonna be interesting, like me doing this, but you never know what's gonna be said or what's gonna happen. Let's get started. So now that you have all of your supplies in front of you, this is what I use to cut the paper strips. I literally just rolled a sheet of paper underneath this and slice, and like just using like 2 to 3 inches. You want them to kind of be uniform. You don't want them to be too wonky. I didn't use too much perfection because they're going to be beautiful anyway. I mean, they're scrolls, for heaven's sake. Scrolls they just signify luxury and what else? Royalty? Yeah, something like that. But see, this one was a little bit thinner than the other ones, but it's okay because we're going to be rolling the edges and it's going to be nice. I do want to say that you don't have to have like a straight edge. It could be kind of raw, I guess is the word to use. The point of this is not perfection. Like, we're just having a fake party. You guys are my guest. And it's just showing you something that you can do to spruce up your get-togethers and dinner parties this year, which I'm sure we're all going to be having because things are finally opening up. And if you have not opened up yet, I'm so sorry. But you can still have these for the future when things do open up. So first, all I'm going to do is take a couple of these. I think I might write in pencil first just to make sure that sometimes I'm not sure about my spacing, and that's okay. But again, not going for perfection here. We're just having fun. So I am going to be using walnut ink, but I highly encourage you, if you don't have walnut ink and you have a stash of like watercolor ink or Ecoline watercolor ink or anything else, I highly encourage you to use that. So just gonna go with some names. What are some names we should go with? Let's see. Let's go with Shantara. I'm keeping this kind of small and in the middle of the paper because keep in mind, we are rolling the edges. So see, this is kind of like not perfectly in the middle, but it's okay. Sometimes that happens. I should probably use my thing. I prepped this beforehand, but like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'll probably still use that as is, but this is just an example of what you can do if you're worried about, you know, your lines being straight, stuff like that. So this is just line paper underneath this, and I have painter's tape, or not painter's tape, what is it? Masking tape to help, like, when I slide this into place, it stays there. And so you can see the lines a little bit underneath the paper, so it kind of like gives you a guideline of what it should be looking like or where you should be. So now let's try that again. So let's try Shantara. And I'm just using a pencil because I like to plan it out first. Otherwise, I end up with wasted paper. and nobody likes that. Okay, so I still went a little bit too, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna take my calligraphy pen, get me some ink. See, it's kind of burnt, unfortunately. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, don't burn your nibs. I literally just took this out the pack and it's burnt, but oh well. Let's see. So I should have put this in a smaller container, but as you can see, I've had this for a while, so I don't really worry about it that much. But it can be messy. So if you're not a calligrapher, you probably don't have like walnut ink just sitting around, so it's probably like the least of your worries. But if you are like me and you are a calligrapher and you do have walnut ink on hand, just know that could happen. And I've got a little hair in my nib, so let's get that out. Let's see. Let's try this again. Half of this live is gonna be me trying not to spill walnut ink. Yeah. So I have a name here, Shantira, so I'm just gonna go over it. Now, in a perfect world, I would do this, but I'm aware that like the lighting in my living room is like would create a shadow, so you might not be able to see it. I'll try to keep my hand as flat as possible, or turn it some more. Maybe if I turn it like this. And I just use the penciling as a guideline. It doesn't have to be perfectly traced. I know you guys aren't here to see this, like, we're just here to see how to make an easy scroll. But first we gotta write the name. I hope there's the Shantira. Oh, see that? All right, can't use that one because I messed it up, but it's okay. We'll do another one. Maybe I'll just freehand it because, anyways. And I think I'm gonna show a B-roll like before this of me like prepping the paper. I did do like some time lapse. I don't know. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try a different name. Maybe Dyonna. So I have Dyonna, and I'm aware that was a long silence. I'm very sorry about that. But writing sometimes takes concentration. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're trying to get the names of our guests for our dinner party here. So I have a Dyonna. Let's see, what's another name I should use? I'll try not to be clunky. Let's see. You can write your own name. You can write your kids' names. Favorite movie characters. Ideally, this would be for a real person, but I'm home alone doing this with you guys. So let's see. Let's do Sarah. And again, I'm like literally holding my breath. Sometimes when you do calligraphy, you are holding your breath because like breathing is important for calligraphy. You don't want to mess it up. So I've got a Sarah. Let's do one more. Hopefully those will be dry by then. Let's do I don't know, I want to do somebody's name with a V. Devante. I'm gonna do like a Devante, but we're just gonna go with this one. All right. It's cute. Cute. Let's do one more. Let's see. I forgot to tell you guys the other supply is something really skinny, like a paintbrush or straw. Something that can help us roll the cards, but we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, so one more name. Let's do Layla. Layla is my daughter's name. So we got Layla. And there. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but I mean, this will be super sentimental for your guests or for your party, or I mean, if you're a calligrapher, this will be fun for someone's wedding. So I have some that I've like already done, so I'm gonna bring those over so I can demonstrate how to do the rolling of the spice cards. Let's do it. So I have this one. I have a Vivian. I'm actually gonna move this so that we can see. So I have a Vivian. I actually have some in blue too. I did some beforehand, and I used like a bluish watercolor ink so that like you can use other things. You don't have to use just dip pen. Let's see, what else did I have? All right, let's go with these two. I feel like it should be 3. Isn't 3 like commonly done? Let's go with 3. Hopefully this one is dry. If it's not dry, we'll just have to be super careful. Oh, it's primarily dry. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna do something even better. I'm gonna use this Q-tip. Just regular Q-tip, is really skinny. And so what I usually do is I like it to, it doesn't matter which way you do it, how you roll the ends, but just take it on there, and I hope that this is showing. You want to take the very, very edge of it and wrap it around. I realize this may seem super, super simple, but it's always fun and relaxing to me to make things with my hands. But yeah. So we're just taking the very edge of this, putting it around, bring it around town, and then we're just gonna roll it, not bending it, being careful not to bend it. We're just gently like rolling this, right? Gently rolling it. And I'm gonna go all the way to the G. So just gonna slide that out. So that is pretty. I don't know. Paper just makes me, paper and ink make me happy. Put that on a t-shirt. No. Sorry for that was uncalled for. Anyways, so we're gonna do this side. And because we rolled this side like under, we're gonna do this side over. So again, we're coming up to the edge. Rolling it over. I hope this is like really showing on screen. I don't have, I have an iPad, but I don't have something to do like sidecar with it. If you have Apple, you could do sidecar. I just discovered that. So if you can't see this, like, please put it in the chat, like, oh, it's not, doesn't look right, or whatever else. So right at the edge of the Q-tip, and I'm just gonna start. So the first roll you want to be tight because that's gonna keep the form of the scroll. If it's not tight, it might be a little bit too loose and it might not give you the impression of a mini scroll, right? So, and remember, we're not bending, we're just kind of tucking and keeping that first roll kind of, and I hope again this is showing on there. And I'm gonna go all the way to the A because I like to live life dangerously. Okay. Oh. And I'm actually gonna pull it out this way. Look at that. Stunning, darling, stunning. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. Gianna, you're looking stunning today. Okay, Keenan, let's go. Let's do it. So it doesn't really matter if they're all like uniform, but I personally like to keep them uniform. But I mean, if you want to do over and over and under, like, it's up to you, whatever floats your boat. So again, let's do it again. Doing it really tight. Really tight. And a Q-tip is actually perfect. I should have put that in the materials, but honestly, I usually use like the skinniest paintbrush, and I use the very end of it because it's kind of almost this skinny. So we're turning, we're just making a good roll here, like, because this is gonna hold the form of the scroll. Okay, so we're gonna do a good tuck. Okay, and then we're gonna start rolling. That first roll is gonna be kind of tight, and once we're on that second layer, no more pressing, we're just loosely rolling. And again, I like to live life dangerously, so I'm gonna go as close to the terminal dot of the K as possible. And I'm gonna pull it downwards because I want this to like hang. I want it to hang down like this. So stunning. Stunning, Keenan. You look fabulous, darling. Okay, so we're tucking. I'm gonna show you again. Tucking. How many times can I show you tucking and rolling? I don't know. The limit doesn't exist. Let's see. So good tuck. Good tuck. And then we're rolling. Now you try doing 500 of these, or not 500, maybe 100 for a wedding. Like, it'd be so therapeutic, okay? As long as you're alone. Like, if you have like a lot of noise in the background, then it can be kind of chaotic. But all right, so just taking that out. And stunning. Beautiful, darling. Beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely. Just sheesh. Okay, let me stop. All right, so last one, Vivian, our golden child. So keeping them uniform. Let's get tucking. And I hope this is on the screen so you can actually see it. Tucking. Oh, I stood up to see if it was like on the screen. Okay, so we're tucking. Oh, sheesh. And we're not, you know, pressuring it. Just doing a gentle prodding, and I like to live life dangerously. So we're going right to the letter of the first letter of the name, so it can kind of just roll off the page, so to speak. Beautiful, absolutely stunning. And then let's get this one going. Let's see. So we're tucking. Really like putting that crease in there for a roll so that it holds its form. And these actually, as you can see, these have been sitting here for a while. They actually do hold their form. Let's go. All right. There you have it. I actually might do this one. When it's the longer names, I always feel like I should roll them a little bit more. I don't know why. It just looks better to me, I guess. See how I bent that? I put a crinkle in it, but it's okay. Still stunning. So those are our scroll place cards. Simple technique, Q-tip, or you could use something like a, I feel like this would be a little bit too thick, but maybe if you have bigger paper, this will be good. This is just a chopstick from like Korean takeout. Again, remember, you don't have to use a dip pen or even, you know, conventional ink. You can use brush lettering. You can use hand lettering. You can just use a pencil like I did and just trace over it with something else. I mean, the limit is endless. Like, there's no limit. You can do whatever you would like with these. I hope if you were like coming to this class that you had like people in mind that you wanted to do this for. So we can like do it together, okay? But that is all I have for you guys. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that it was relaxing. I hope that it was easy. And I am so grateful for you guys for coming to this course. Enjoy the rest of your day.